Well, hey there, you're looking well today. These days, we're online for everything. Whether it's your laptop, desktop computer, or cell phone, we put a lot of personal information online. And we mostly assume that this information will be safe, but the following cases show that increasingly often that's just not true. And today's video is sponsored by NordVPN, who is helping me bring this information to you. So let's get into it. Here are the 10 most devastating cyber attacks in history. Number 10 is the Ashley Madison hack. The Ashley Madison hack is perhaps the most embarrassing cyber attack of all. In 2015, the company Ashley Madison discovered that its private servers had been accessed by a hacking group known as the Impact Team. This group then threatened to release all of the information that they had to the public if Ashley Madison did not shut down the company. The reason for this was that Ashley Madison specialized in allowing married people to have affairs discreetly. Ashley Madison refused to shut down, and so 25 gigabytes of user data was released, and this exposed Ashley Madison's users publicly. It was also revealed that only 12,000 of the 5.5 million registered users were female, and most of those were created from a fake IP address. Cheated by the cheaters. I guess not all cyber attacks are that bad. Number 9 is the Mafia Boy Attack. Mafia Boy was the alternate ego of Michael Kals, who, in 2000, caused substantial damage to a series of high-profile websites, including Amazon, eBay, and Yahoo. He did this through a series of distributed denial-of-service attacks. Abbreviated as DDoS, this type of attack is a common tactic involving overwhelming websites with queries to the point that they no longer function. Mafia Boy used this approach and rendered its targets useless for hours. This resulted in millions of dollars worth of lost revenue. Naming the attack Project Revolta, Kals was revealed to be a high school student at the time, obsessed with making a name for himself as a hacker. And he got that popularity, and I'm sure he's gonna be just as popular when he's bending over in jail. Well, he didn't actually go to jail. After being sentenced to 1 year probation, Kals published a book about his experiences. And they say crime doesn't pay. Number 8 is the Soviet pipeline explosion. The 1982 Soviet pipeline incident involved a computer attack which was directly responsible for a massive explosion. During the Cold War, the Soviets attempted to steal computer software used to oversee pump valves in gas pipes. Knowing this, the CIA deliberately placed a Trojan virus inside their software. When the Soviets attempted to use the software to operate a massive gas pipeline in Siberia, the Trojan horse took control of the valves and closed them. This created massive amounts of pressure, the result being the largest non-nuclear explosion ever seen from space. Unbelievably and thankfully, there were no casualties, but the CIA achieved their dream of disrupting the Soviet gas industry, which had massive economic implications for them. Well, at least we're all friends now, right? Right? Number 7 is the Sony Hack. Also known as the Sony Picture Hack, this 2014 cyber attack allegedly from North Korea made international headlines. At the time, Sony Pictures was pushing forward with a film about the North Korean regime called The Interview. Painting the North Korean chain of command in a poor light, to say the least, North Korea threatened that there would be dire consequences if the film was ever released. Oh, and consequences there were. Hackers were able to download private emails from Sony servers along with copies of unreleased films and personal details of Sony employees and their families. Some of the information released was extremely damaging for Sony, including private insults made at the expense of some of its stars. In one email, a Sony producer referred to Angelina Jolie as a minimally talented spoiled brat. Oh, ouch. Number 6 is the Yahoo Theft. Some cyber attacks are so effective that the victims don't even know that it's happening until years later. Well, that was the case with Yahoo. The one-time most popular search engine in the world has seen a number of instances where user data has been stolen by hackers. In 2014, an estimated 500 million accounts were hacked. This gave hackers access to usernames, passwords, as well as other sensitive material which could be used to commit identity fraud. But unbelievably, it took Yahoo 4 years to discover that an even bigger hack had taken place during 2013. When they finally discovered the theft, they estimated that as many as 1 billion user accounts had been compromised. These historic hacks were so large that even the US Senate decided to investigate them. And to this day, nobody knows who was responsible for them or if they'll strike again. Maybe it's because it's Yahoo, and if any of you are still using Yahoo, you kind of deserve it. What's wrong with you? Number 5 is the Shamoon Virus. Security experts warn that energy suppliers could be targeted by hackers. Such an attack could render a country immobile. Imagine no electricity. But this isn't a purely hypothetical situation. Hackers have already targeted energy suppliers in the past. For example, the Shamoon Virus was developed in 2012 and was released by a group of hackers known as Cutting Swords of Justice. Okay, that's actually kind of a badass name, the Cutting Swords of Justice? The virus was used to undermine the energy company Saudi Aramco. When the virus was unleashed, it infected more than 30,000 computers at the company, shutting down their entire network. Then, to make things worse, the virus spread to other energy companies. But the most interesting thing is that if such an attack happened today, it's still unclear how quickly a power grid would even recover. Too many kids growing up with these dang computers. No more Minecraft for you. Number 4 is Titan Rain. It was during the early 2000s that cyber attacks began to ramp up, with Titan Rain being one of the most notorious. This virus targeted American computer networks and affected a number of US government contractors such as Redstone Arsenal and Lockheed Martin. Not exactly small names. And it even spread to NASA. Titan Rain's main objective was to gather intel from these organizations. And that sounds dangerous to me because I don't know what kind of space secrets that NASA's holding, maybe there's aliens. The virus sought out and transmitted sensitive data to an unknown source. This most likely included highly classified technology that was still under development. What is that, a shrink gun? I'm short enough as is, nope. The UK also found itself under attack from Titan Rain and firmly pointed the finger at China as a source. This created a serious international incident as the British Ministry of Defense struggled to hold on to its classified files. Where's James Bond when you need him? Moneypenny, is that a virus? I'm not good with computers. Meh. Number 3 is Operation Shady Rat. This one might win the award for best named hack. In 2008, a startling claim was made by a group of hackers that no website was safe. This might seem like common knowledge today, but back then, many government and consumer websites spread the idea that emerging online systems were unhackable. A group of hardcore hackers from China put this claim to the test. The hackers numbered more than 10,000 and claimed to have hacked every website imaginable, even the Pentagon. They also alleged that they were occasionally hired by the Chinese government to carry out such cyber attacks. After claiming that they had been able to access some of the most top secret documents in the United States, the Pentagon then conceded that its systems had been bypassed a number of times. The myth of the unhackable website was dispelled and people started fearing nerds everywhere. The meek shall inherit the earth. Number 2 is the Coogee and Datastream Cowboy. In 1994, 2 hackers going by the names of Coogee and Datastream Cowboy, by the way, best names ever, managed to infiltrate so many US military systems that they could have potentially started a nuclear war. By outthinking the Pentagon's security protocols, both men gained access to battlefield simulation, which laid bare US strategies. They also intercepted sensitive information sent by undercover agents in North Korea. And possibly most worryingly, the hackers gained access to a research facility in South Korea which held information about atomic research. Of the 2 men, Coogee was the most dangerous, and according to Special Agent Jim Christie, he nearly started a 3rd World War. Oh, and by the way, this was all achieved with a Commodore Amiga. Gotta look out for these retro gamers. And number 1 is Wannacry. The Wannacry cyber attack is perhaps the most devastating and far-reaching hack seen so far. It used ransomware which shut down computer systems completely. The hackers then offered to unlock these systems for a price. The crazy thing is that this blackmail was on a global scale. Wannacry affected an unprecedented 230,000 computers around the world across 150 different countries. Hackers demanded $600 worth of cryptocurrency for each computer which was blocked. But in a bizarre twist of fate, many believe that Wannacry was based on a US government program called Eternal Blue, which had been leaked publicly not long before. But the most damaging aspect of this attack was that it shut down 70,000 computers at the British National Health Service and resulted in some patients having to postpone treatment. Listen, calling all white hat, gray hat, black hat hackers, whatever you want to be, just don't dick with people's lives. You know what I'm saying? If you want to just test security or steal some money, that's one thing, but don't hurt people. You're gonna make me cry. Whew, you know, these cases were a little scary, but there is a way of helping prevent it from happening to you. Use a VPN. NordVPN is a super fast virtual private network that keeps your information safe while browsing, whether it's on your own Wi-Fi or public Wi-Fi, which is even more important. It's much more important than you might think. In fact, I use it and I absolutely love it. And you can get it now by clicking the link in the description. Seriously, I highly recommend that you subscribe to it. It's the world's most advanced VPN. It has an automatic kill switch, browser proxy extension, ad blocking features, has virtually no slowdown, and many more features. It uses the same military-grade encryption that's used by the US government to secure classified information and by the NSA to protect national security data. And it even bypasses the Great Firewall of China, and it also works in the Middle East too. And trust me, I was recently in the Middle East and I can tell you, not all VPNs work there. NordVPN scores very high on value for money, and the number of servers that they have are growing very fast, which is one of the features that separates NordVPN from their competitors, with over 3,737 servers in 62 countries. So again, download it using the link in the description below and start securing your data today so that when you're online, you're safe like I am. Trust me, better safe than sorry. You don't want to end up like the cases on this list. Thanks again to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, consider doing so and click the bell so that you get notifications of my new uploads. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye now.